Have you noticed how certain things are going up? Hello, this is Intrepid, reporting to you from my new set of programmes, Beauty Tips for Ugly Women, What a Sight. And today we're going to talk about how to look brainy in the eyes of that loved one, So if you're ugly and thick, here's some tips. Now, the first thing I'm thinking of is, illusion, master of illusion, you see. And one of the good things to have around your place when the love of your life calls round is books, you see. Books, and you see, you have all these impressive titles, you see. Lots of impressive books. Now, you don't necessarily have to know what they're about. Just have them around, you see. Like, thrown around on your coffee tables, and that goes for magazines too. You have arty-farty mags, have all the latest mags, and just keep them around. The ones that you have around the house, just keep them around. So, during the programme, I shall be quoting a few quotes from some famous philosophers, you see, to prove my intelligence, you see, intelligence. Now, one thing I will point out here is, don't get put down out there. Don't let them get you down. If you're not that bright, and if you're not that kind of, attractive and you're on your own, there's only one reason for that, There's only one reason for that, and that's because intelligent people always end up on their own, don't they, Well, them and criminals. But anyway, the first quote is, now, if you spin an Oriental man in a circle 3 times, does he get disorientated? So now let's move on. Now, men like sport, Men like sport. And as we all know, us lasses are above that, aren't we? We're above and beyond that, But what they do like in particular is a bit of the old cricket, isn't it, Now, don't know about you, but it bores me stupid. And, correct me if I'm wrong here, but if they're that intelligent and learned, these men that play that, how come they're always rubbing at their crotch, They're not that kind of beyond it, They're very basic, if you ask me. But anyway, aside from that, if you want to impress them with a bit of cricket conversation, here's a few tips, here's a few terms that I've come about. Now, you can say things like, hello dear, how's your golden duck? How's your golden duck? Are you good eye? Or better still, how's your good length? Now, these are all bona fides cricket terminology. And they always like other things as well, like golf, don't they? They like golf. That's like the kind of upper class sport, isn't it? Walking for miles and miles and miles, hitting a tiny little boy, and they're always having tea. What's that about, They're always having tea. Of course, you can get even beyond that, if you mix with them people that play crochet, you see, and there's always charades. Isn't there, charades? Well, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I would rename that whole game Nutcase, because, how intelligent are you to be standing around doing all this malarkey, that doesn't really fit the intelligent sort of template, does it? Now, quote number two, if a deaf person swears, right, does his mother wash his hands with soap? Well, that'll get you thinking, won't it? Yeah. Now, I've often wondered about these, page 3 girls, that have beauty in all the right places, man, but they've no brains, have they? They're exposing themselves, look. They're exposing themselves, making thousands of pounds, travelling the world, expensive clothes, meeting celebrities, retire at 30. I'm just telling you, get a friggin' life. Get a friggin' life. Now, a friend once said to me, and I'm just pointing out here now, the kind of, the area where, you do, get looked upon there's a lesser life at times. I've not personally noticed this, but a friend once said to me, and he said, to be honest, Intrep, it's in your favour to be like you are, you know, like looking like you are, because he said, just think, he said, you think of all them rowdy, you know, crotch grabbing blokes out there, you know, beautiful woman walks past and they're off on one, aren't they? You know, they're howling, they're jeering, they're doing all wolf whistles. But he said to me, he said, when you walk past, he said, Intrep, he said, you are a saviour to these women. Because the minute they clap eyes on you, they lose it. You see, they just lose it. And I thought that was a very, very nice compliment myself. So, another quote here. Is a computer alive? Now you see what I'm doing here? I'm stunning you with my intellect. And to sort of impress them even further, you can, you know, just, you know, do a bit of name dropping, you know, quote some of the, you know, the older philosophers, you see. We've got Albert Allspice, haven't we? Albert Allspice. We've got plates, you see. And also, do you know what? For a cartoon, he didn't do so bad, did he? Socrates and Descartes. Now, he rolled out a good few tunes and all, didn't he? Yeah? Where he found the time, I don't know, you know, philosophising and all. But on to more modern philosophers, you see, you know, get with it, you know. You've got Kant, haven't you? Kant, yeah. And Sauter, who actually wrote a book about nothing. Now, how bright is that, you know? And there's even actors I've come across that are philosophers. You got Hegel, haven't you? Hegel. Now, she were great in that hospital drama, yeah. And Marx, who, you know, in my opinion, his best moment were in Duck Soup. So, if beauty's only skin deep, you see, then, you know, brains are, well, they're in your head, aren't they? Yeah, they're in your head. Now, another quote come up here. 1 tequila, 2 tequilas, 3 tequila, 4. Yeah. Now, and I'm just going to point out here, right, that, you know, make sure that you eat healthy and all that. Just stop up here. Gotta look the part, haven't I? For me sure. Beauty and brains, you see. That's what I got. Now, make sure that you eat healthy, because, you know, you are what you eat. You see, you want to have bright brains, you know, sharp thinking. So really, you've got to get your daily dose, haven't you? You've got to get your daily dose, girls, and get your chops. Get your chops around a couple of little Aryans, girls, and you know what I mean, don't you? You know what I mean? Now, get yourself some kiwi fruits and make sure you have a couple of them every day, right? It's all that vital vitamin C. Feeds the brain. And as I say, you know, if you can't keep up with all this supposedly intellectual banter, you know, that they're chucking at you, just say, well, you know, you just read so much. It's too much in your head, You're too much in your head, you know. So, this is Intrepid reporting to you about how you can appear brainy and not necessarily be brainy, you see, And I shall leave you with another, I think, the most important quote of all, right? And this is, a woman has to be intelligent. She has to have charm. She has to have a sense of humour. And she has to be kind. And this is the same qualities I require from a man. Now, that was from Miss Catherine Deneuve, you see, that famous actress, you see. And I think you will agree, I think you will agree with all this information tucked under your belt, you know. Any gentleman will be proud to have you on his arm of an evening, So this is Intrepid bidding you good luck, and, happy quotes!